Well, hello and welcome everyone. Movie Albert here at Al's Place, and today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite movies. It wasn't a favorite movie till I saw it. A movie that stars Tom Hardy, and the movie I'm going to talk about today, which is going to lead me to talk about his film career, is Bronson. See if we can see that. Okay, I have the DVD. And I've never seen this movie until I got the DVD. I heard about it. It's kind of hard to see. Anyway, he's a terrific actor. Tom Hardy has made a lot of good movies. Everything I've seen him in, I've sort of liked. And to tell you about Tom Hardy, he was born September 15th, 1977, and Hammersmith, London, England, there in the United Kingdom. And he's also known as Edward Thomas Hardy. Now he's married. He's been married twice. He's married to Charlotte Riley right now. They were married in 2014 and to the present. He was married to Sarah Ward from 1999 to 2004. And Tom Hardy is a terrific actor. He's just, when you watch a movie with an actor or an actress, you watch them because you believe that they're the character you're watching on film. And Tom Hardy is that way. He can transform into any character he's portraying, and especially in Bronson. It's a very rare movie. And to talk about Bronson, it says here, when people discuss Hardy's intensity, they can point directly to this film, in which they can, because Bronson is not like any movie I think you'll ever want to watch or ever see if you want to watch it. Tom Hardy, he bulks up to portray one of Britain's most notorious criminals, and it's based on a true story. And the result of his performance in this movie, it's raw, it's guttural, which means harsh and throaty, filled with shocking bursts of violence and humor. It's a very violent movie, but yet it's also kind of a tender movie in a way, if you think about it. Now, he gets an assistant from stylish director Nicholas Winding Refn, I believe you pronounce it Refn, who stages vaudeville-type setups in which Charles Bronson. Now, he portrays Michael Peterson. Michael Peterson was a real guy that was arrested and put in prison for 7 years initially for robbing a post office because he wanted to make himself famous. So he robbed a post office, and he got 7 years in prison. And he was released, but when he got released back in society, he just couldn't go straight. I mean, he committed crimes, and he ended up back up in prison, and he got a 34-year sentence, and he spent 30 years in solitary confinement. And this is portrayed in the movie. But the reason it's called Bronson is he wanted to be famous, so he took the name Charles Bronson, which is, it's not related to Charles Bronson, who was in Death Wish and those movies, but he took the name Charles Bronson. And the movie, when it came out, it only played in a handful of theaters. I never saw the movie in a theater. I really never heard of the movie until I read up on it and I got the DVD. But in the meantime, it's become a cult classic. And thanks to his brilliant performance and frightening work in this movie, and it is intense and it's frightening. He can be really, in the movie, in prison, he can be a model prisoner, but yet he has outbursts of violence, and he'll just, punch a guard in the face for no reason at all. And through all of this, he ends up in solitary confinement for 30 years. Imagine being in solitary confinement for 30 years. I mean, that's got to be, but he survived it. And initially he only got, of course, 7 years, but he could not function in society, so he ended up in prison. it says here it's a jaw-dropping, awesome performance, which it is. It's a fantastic movie. I really liked. I have a trailer for it. Now I ran a copyright check on this, so it should be okay to play because YouTube said it was all right to play. So I want to show you a trailer from the movie Bronson, and then we're going to talk about some of his other movies that I particularly like. And later on, I'll bring my friend Chance in because he worked on a movie that was filmed here in Georgia. I think in 2012. Let's see, it was 2012, called Lawless. We'll talk about. Anyway, here is the trailer for Bronson. This is a terrific movie. Here's the trailer.
My name's Charles Bronson. There was nothing wonky about my upbringing. Like most kids, I got into trouble. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. And all my life, I've wanted to be famous. This is the post office I did over. This is what I got away with. This is what they gave me.
7 years.
Don't worry, son. You'll be out in 4.
But I still have my principles. I am Charlie Bronson. I am Britain's most violent prisoner. Prison was brilliant. I loved it. It was exciting, on the edge. It was madness at its very best.
You're ridiculous.
It's very exciting to meet you. You're quite a celebrity on the inside.
You're very muscly, aren't you? Oh my God. It's huge.
They don't understand. You'll never understand. You're no more mad than I am. And that scares them.
You're a brilliant artist. You're a star.
I swear it!
What do you want?
What have you got? I want to make a name for myself.
Yeah, doing what?
Go and tie that up in a nice little pink bow.
Right, that's enough. He's had enough. Get him out of here. Come on.
Isn't that terrific? I mean, he actually shaved his head for the movie because, Tom Hardy is such a good actor. He really goes all out for the role that he's portraying. And this movie here, he just outdid himself. I mean, it's just a fantastic movie. Like I said, it's got some violence in it, but it's also got some tender moments in it because he's also the real Michael Peterson. He was an artist. He could actually draw. He was very good. And you saw some scenes in the trailer where, he could actually draw and, he could have made a lot of money because throughout the movie, when he was in society, they wanted him to, to maybe be an artist and draw like he was very good at it. But he had this temper that he could not control. I mean, he was really, really just, a violent individual most of the time. And, didn't he look great like this? Look at that. He just transformed himself in this role. He was, so good. I can't say a lot enough about this movie. And he does an outstanding acting job, and I just and here he is in some of the roles he's actually played. Such a great actor. And you might want to check out Bronson. It's available. I actually saw the movie streaming. I saw part of it streaming. I forget what it was on. Maybe it was Tubi TV. I'm not sure. I think they do have it, but I caught just a portion of it, and it interests me so good that when I bought the DVD a while ago. But he's really good, and like I said, Charles Bronson, he's one of the good actors out there today, making a lot of really, really good movies. He was also, we're going to talk about it, but he was also in the series Peaky Blinders that I watched on Netflix, the series with Cillian Murphy. And he was very good in Peaky Blinders. Now they have a new version of the theatrical version of Peaky Blinders called The Immortal Man. It's in theaters right now, and it's going to be on Netflix, I believe, the 20th. So he's just he's so good. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So he speaking of Bronson, he did an interview talking about his performance in Bronson, and I have that interview. So here he is talking about Bronson.
Tom, lovely to see you.
You too.
Now, Charles Bronson, described as a monster, Britain's most dangerous inmate, the UK's answer to Hannibal Lecter.
No.
Some pretty ugly boots to fill. Were you nervous or worried at all about taking on such a hated man?
No, not really. No. I was just fascinated and interested. And nervous of other things, but not about playing him. No, not at all. Or the ramifications thereof. No. It was quite exciting in some ways, and at the same time, I mean, you got to remember, for an actor, there's two sides to this, isn't there? There's my vanity and my ego that says, oh, if I bulk up and put some weight on and do a film where I'm kicking people and stuff, people are going to take notice of my career. And the other half, I'm fascinated in investigating people who are real, So it was a challenge, and daunting in the fact that I thought I might fail. And but then there's the concept of failing and winning anything is redundant. So the journey is all that counts, and it was incredibly interesting.
And you took a really personal approach to your research. You met with his family and you met him. Obviously, we all know his history, but how different is the man and the myth? What did you make of him? Because you kind of made friends with him.
Yeah, well, there's, for me, I mean, there's like the history of Charlie Bronson, his story and the books, etc. And then when I met him, very separate things, like that's the archive of events and research purposes. And the time that I met him was my one-on-one time and my experience of Charlie. And Charlie didn't obviously want to haze me in any way so that I was incapable of telling his story. And there was certain parts of him that probably wanted me to make him look like Superman, and certain parts of him, didn't want any mention of anything probably very nasty that he'd done at all. But then after further, conversations and talks, he was very forthcoming about all kinds of information and unscrupulously honest, fearlessly honest about his behaviour and all kinds of things. So my relationship was one very much of a young man with an older man, and he constantly pulled the rug from under my feet and surprised me with his generosity and tact and humour and humility and his warmth, actually. Never, obviously it was very difficult to put away the fact that he's in prison in maximum security for the crimes that he's committed, and it's very hard to get a gauge on what has actually really happened, what he has really done, and that which we see in the tabloid papers, it doesn't really tally up. The monster, I'm not sure about that at all. There's all kinds of criminals in the penal system who have done much more heinous criminal acts, paedophilia, rapists, murderers. One doesn't bracket it, even, Saddam Hussein was considered a monster, and then Charlie Bronson in the same headline doesn't really add up. I think it's a swooping generalisation. So,
I mean, is he still calling you now? I mean, are you going to get Christmas cards?
No, he doesn't
like
actually.
that?
I get Christmas card, I get a letter and stuff like that, but no, it doesn't bother me at all. In many ways, in fact, quite the opposite. He's got things to do. He's busy in business. I'm not that important.
I was expecting to see you half the size of what you are in this film, but I hear you're bulking up for something else. Has it been an added bonus gaining all these muscles? Was your other half loving it?
No. It's funny that, because in my experience anyway, a girl will often prefer me to be not as muscly. Yeah, funny that. Do you know what I mean? Until, you need to get someone out of the way for the greater good or for the safety of you and your children. But no, on the whole, not really. I go up and down all kinds of shapes,
And I mean, this is coming out kind of at the same time that he's having another parole hearing. Do you think he will be released, or do you think he should be released?
Well, he can't be released initially because, at this parole hearing anyway, because he has to be decategorised from Category A prison, and at the moment he's a maximum security prisoner, so he'd have to go be decategorised slowly, and it would be a long, lengthy process before eventually he was, open prisoned and then halfway housed and, that sort of stuff. Considering if you think about who his neighbours are, and versus my own personal opinion, and what the crimes that they've done, and all multiple murderers, some child murderers, and one cannibal, technically in inverted commas, and then Charlie, who hasn't killed anyone but has caused a great amount of damage and hasn't left people as he's found them at times, but in the last 9 years has caused no physical damage or harm to anybody, and was supposed to be up for parole after 3 or 4 years of his sentence. Has now served 9 of those years and still hasn't had a parole hearing to be decategorised. I think it's time he was decategorised and moved along the system, but at the moment he's stuck still in maximum security in Wakefield. So I don't think he'll get out. No, not this week. But I think it would be a shame if he wasn't at least bust down to a different category or looked positively towards in that direction. That's my personal opinion. I can't speak obviously for his victims. But my opinion, and the man that I've met and subsequently come to know, I believe should be on that journey to rehabilitation, when I've met a lot of people who are on the streets and shouldn't be.
Very quickly on you, you're officially a leading man now, and I believe you have the same agent as Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt and Meryl Streep. That must afford you lots of nice perks, I'm thinking.
I've noticed. I'm actually, I'm spending most of my time in a dojo with sweaty men, carrying them about and sort of being punched. So no perks there yet.
You're missing out on something. You should be like, come on, Brad, hey, Meryl.
I don't know if that's really my calling just yet, and I think I've got to eat a lot more before that happens. But yeah, no, I've signed with one of those uber hyper, agencies, the turbocharged agencies in the States, which is great, and they're working really hard, and they've grabbed me a load of stuff. They've gone out there and got me work. Yeah, it's amazing. How that moves. And now I'm involved in a big cage fighting film, so I have to train to be a UFC fighter. And by July, I have to be 15 stone and dangerous.
That sounds just scary.
Yeah, for you. Yeah, I'm living it. It's
I wish you could carry on, but I have to stop there. Thank you very much indeed. Cheers. Nice work.
There you go. He was talking about his role in Bronson. And so, the name of the person in prison, of course, he portrayed as Michael Peterson. He's still in prison to this day, as far as I know. Anyway, it said it on the credits when Bronson came out, he was still in prison. I don't think he will ever get released. But, Tom Hardy, hats off to him for portraying such a brilliant character as Bronson. And highly, highly recommend it. Okay, I'll move on. I'm currently watching, I'm going to talk about some other movies, but I'm currently watching a series that's on Peacock with Tom Hardy, and it's a period piece, takes place in 1814. I think the series was from 2017, but I never saw it wherever it was streaming, but since I did some research on Tom Hardy, I heard about this movie series called Taboo with Tom Hardy. Now in the series Taboo, Tom Hardy plays James Delaney. He's an adventurer who returns to 1814 London after years in Africa. And he was presumed dead, but he returned to inherit his father's shipping empire after he died, and he's seeking revenge because he found out that his father was basically murdered, and people wanted his empire. And the series was actually created by Stephen Knight and Tom Hardy himself, and Tom Hardy's father, Chris Hardy. They created this series, and it's really, really good. I think it's only 8 episodes, and I've watched 4 so far. Now, Tom Hardy spells his name Hardy. Mine is Hardee, because it's spelled many different ways. But Taboo is a terrific series. Like I said, it's a period piece, and it looks fantastic. It would, look great on the big screen, but I'm watching it on my TV, of course. But here's a trailer now from Taboo, and the series is currently on Peacock if you're interested. And I'm in episode 4, and there's 8 episodes, and people, I read up on it, they really want more of it. So hopefully they will come out with a season 2. But here is a trailer from Taboo.
Dear God, there walks a dead man. Is that your brother?
They said you were dead.
James Keziah Lane.
You look the same. I'm not.
I have sworn that I will do very, very foolish things.
You know, Delaney might just be crazy enough to take us all on. The king, the company, and the Americans.
You do realize this whole business is about revenge.
I have work to do.
That man will hang for treason.
Just kill him!
What the hell did you do to him, Stuart?
Forgive me, Father, for I have indeed sinned.
Taboo, Saturday the 7th of January on BBC One.
Yeah, it was a BBC production, and but it's a terrific series. It looks great, it absolutely. And of course, it was Stephen Knight. He created the series Peaky Blinders. This was before Peaky Blinders, but and of course Thomas Hardy was in Peaky Blinders. But it's just a great series, and if you notice, Jonathan Pryce is in it. And he's a terrific actor, and he is so damn mean in it. He wants Tom Hardy's head in the series, but he is just he wants that shipping empire, and he has his cronies trying to get Tom Hardy. But it's really good. If you notice, you remember back in that period of time, people wore what they call stovetop hats. It was like Lincoln wore one, the big tall hat like you saw in the trailer. Well, I was reading about the production of the movie. They used that in the movie. Of course, they wore them back then, but they had Tom Hardy's character, James Delaney, wear that hat because it looked menacing. And because he is a menacing character because he's seeking revenge for his father's death. And he will he does away with anybody that gets in his way to find the people that killed his father. But he wears that stovetop hat, and and he wears the kind of the long trench coat, and it makes him look menacing, and he is menacing in the movie, and he's so good. He's just a great actor. I really appreciate more of his work now. I mean, I've known about him for a long time, but I really do appreciate his work because he puts everything into the roles that he plays. I mean, it's just really good. But you'd be hard pressed to find a more divisive and thrilling actor is Tom Hardy. It says here, he's not one to phone in a role, and he doesn't. He you know, just like in Bronson, he shaved his head and he gained all this weight and he bulked up. Hardy's propensity for, you know, strange accents and disguises and can be a sign of over the top, but it's a sign of a commitment because he puts everything into his movies. Some people have called him the modern day Marlon Brando because, you know, Marlon Brando was a method actor as well, and he put kind of everything into it. But, you know, Tom Hardy began acting in the movie Black Hawk Down, you might remember, from 2001. And he shifted from movies to television and some stage work along the way. He stunned people in his performance in Peaky Blinders, which is very good. It's still on Netflix if you want to watch it. It's a great series. I think it's over 2 seasons. It might be 3. I think it's 2 seasons. But like I said, it's a good series. Anything with Tom Hardy, you know, is going to be good because he puts everything into it. And I have a list here of Tom Hardy movies based on his performance. Now, this is not my 15. This is basically top 15 films based on his performance. And I'll go from 15 down to number 1. And number 15, I didn't see this movie, but it came out in 2020 called Capone, where he plays Al Capone. Now, I didn't see that movie, but I wouldn't mind checking it out. He was also at number 14 is Venom. You know, he was in the Venom movie in 2018, which I like those movies okay. I'm not a big fan of that genre, but his performance was really good. I saw that in the theater. Number 13 is a movie called Legend. That came out in 2015. I didn't see that one either. So all this list of movies I got here, I want to see, you know. So Legend was from 2015. And number 12 is Rock and Rolla from 2008. Have not heard of that movie, just like I didn't hear of Bronson. But all these movies now are going to be on my watch list. All right, number 11. We're going to talk about Lawless, and I have with me Chance Bartels. Hey there, Chance. Can you hear me?
Hey, Al.
Can you hear me okay?
How are you?
Doing good.
I sure can.
Yeah, of course, I'm talking about, you can hear me okay, right?
Sure can. Can you hear me?
All right, sure. Of course, we're talking about Tom Hardy, you know, one of my favorite actors I've now just really grown to admire. And number 12 in the list is one called Lawless. Now, tell us a little bit about Lawless, because you had something to do with the movie filmed here in Georgia.
Oh, yeah. It was based on a book called The Wettest County in the World. And it's about these brothers that made hooch during the Prohibition days, based on a true story, based on a book. And the movie was shot right here in Georgia. And I got to play a henchman of Guy Pearce's character, Charlie Rakes, who's a renegade lawman. He's a real SOB, his character.
Right.
He's kind of a rogue lawman. I mean, he engages in fornication with prostitutes and such in the film. And Guy Pearce actually gave me some acting tips. And in one of the scenes, I have to tar and feather a bootlegger that we caught in the woods. Yep.
Yeah, you sent a clip from that. But before we show the clip, let's run a trailer from Lawless, okay? And then we'll run your clip. Here's a trailer from Lawless.
Okay.
You'd like to come for rob me sometime.
I know who you are.
Oh yeah, who's that?
One of them Bond Ramp boys. My daddy says you boys are the worst thing ever to hit Franklin.
You tell your daddy I said hi.
We got a chance to make a good stack of money here.
Pure corn whiskey, so white lightning. Come on, Forrest, see you dance.
I ain't dancing for you two.
Come on. It's impressive.
I respect you, Bond Rest.
You want any more of this stuff?
As much as you can bring me.
That's $2,000, minus my commission.
Look at you, swanning around like you're Al Capone.
They say in town you're looking for someone to help out around the place. Well, Mr. Bondrin, get the job?
Seems you've been involved in certain illegal activities.
There's a new special deputy. Been brought in from the city. Wants to work it out so everybody can do some business.
Is that so?
I'm the one who's going to make your life real difficult from now on if you don't toe the line, country boy.
I'm a bond around. We don't lay down for nobody.
Those men that attacked you, they work for dangerous people.
There's a feeling around these parts that these Bondurants is indestructible. Do you mean immortal? You any idea what a Thompson submachine gun does to a mortal?
We're survivors. We control the fear. But without the fear, we are all as good as dead.
This is a war they're waging. You ain't gonna survive.
It is not the violence that sets men apart. It is the distance that he is prepared to go.
Isn't that a great trailer?
Yeah, very well edited. Great
That
film.
is a great trailer. It's got a fantastic cast. Not only Tom Hardy, but it's got a great cast.
Yeah, real gritty movie.
It
and
is.
Again, like I said, it's about real brothers, as you heard in the trailer. And a lot of times I messed up and called them the Darabont brothers. That's Frank Darabont. I was getting confused with, director of The Walking Dead pilot and many other films like Shawshank Redemption and his remake of The Mist. But yeah, it was an incredible film. And Gary Oldman's in the cast, and Jessica Chastain, who has a full frontal nude scene in it, I might add.
Wow.
And actually, I worked with her most recently on something that hasn't dropped yet. It's a Netflix show called Heartland that'll be coming soon about a country music star. And that's all I can say about it.
Well, you know, there was a cable channel for a while. I don't think it's still around, but it was called Heartland. It was nothing but country music.
Yeah. This is going to be really interesting. And I don't want to give anything away, but we're talking about Tom Hardy. He's never won an Oscar award. Tonight is Relive. The Academy Awards are on, right?
Well, yeah, we can mention that in a minute, but I'm not sure he's been nominated. Maybe he should be. And I think his time is going to come. I think his time will come. I can
look that up. If you've got something else you want to talk about, and I'll talk about my experience on Lawless, but I can look that up.
Well, here's, remember, you gave me the DVD of Lawless.
Yeah, I did.
Because Chance came over here and he brought the Blu-ray and the DVD, and we watched it. Remember?
Yep, I do.
And we watched it, and and you gave me the DVD. Now you want to run the scene with you?
Sure. Let's see. Won an Oscar. I'm looking up if Tom Hardy's won an Oscar.
Okay.
He's not won an Oscar, but he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for his role in a 2015 movie, The Revenant. The Revenant.
Yes, I didn't see that. I've heard good things about it.
Revenant. Revenant or Revenant. I don't know. At the
Revenant. I think it's Revenant. Yeah.
He was nominated for his role in Best Supporting Actor at the 88th Academy Awards back in 2016. While he did not win the Academy Award, he has won several other awards, including a BAFTA Rising Star Award back in 2011. And you probably talked about this. He was in the third Batman movie that Christopher Nolan did. He's played Bane. Did you mention that?
Yeah, he was. Yes, he was. Mm-hmm.
But back to Lawless, he gets, spoiler alert, his throat slit. His character gets his throat slit in a scene, and it's very, very graphic. And I thought the movie was really cool. But yeah, I've got the clip here. I can play it for you. This is my tar and feather scene. And I apologize about the quality. I literally took this off of a television set. But here it is. And I did clear it to copyright. It's okay. You just can't.
Everything that I've run so far cleared copyright.
Right. But because I threw this in, I wanted you to know I did run it through copyright. And it made it through, no problem. It's just you can't monetize it, but you're not monetized anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right. Okay.
Here's the clip, 27 seconds long.
By that time, Jimmy and the mothers caved in. Made deals with Wardell. All except our cousin Spoons. But Race took him out the picture altogether. We bought rocks. We were the last ones standing.
That's awful. That's terrible.
And then later you see the poor victim of that terrible tar and feathering. Remember, he's all in the tars and he's like pretty much dead. Yeah.
Well, what was that gook that you poured on? I know it wasn't real tar.
It was a combination of water and a rubbery substance that I can't really reveal what it is, but it's just a mixture. And you know what? On one of the takes, I missed the mark and it got on the special effects guy who was just out of frame, got all over the back of his neck. So it wasn't hot. Of course, it didn't hurt. But, you know, and then so they had to refill it, right? And I basically had 3 shots to do it before they ran out of the prop tar.
Right.
So I think the second one was the charm. And then one of them, I got the tar on my hands, you know, so if it were real, I'd be going, myself, right?
Yeah.
So I think they digitally took it off because I got it on my fingertips pretty much in every take. So, but you don't see it in the finished product. But the director's John Hillcoat. He's Australian. Right. And he told me he wanted to shoot it on film so bad, but it was shot digitally. But the studio overrode him. He wanted to shoot it on. I think
shooting film today is more expensive than digital, so that's why. Yeah,
and that was back in like 2012, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, digital was pretty good, in effect then in theaters and stuff. So, Christopher Nolan, he shoots everything on film because, I guess the studios give him what he wants. And Quentin Tarantino shoots stuff on film. But, for the average, I like film. Don't get me wrong. We collect film. Both of us do. But, a movie shot digitally still looks good. I don't have a problem with watching a movie shot on digital.
Oh, yeah. In post-production, they could add like scratch marks if they wanted, cue marks, like were indicating it's time to change the reel for the projectionist in the old days, that sort of thing. That little white dot you would see. Yeah.
Well, now, Lawless was rated number 11, based on these movies are based on Tom Hardy's strength in the movie. This is how this was rated, right? Lawless came in at number 11. Number 10 was Dunkirk. Did you ever see Dunkirk?
I did.
That's that was a war picture. I think wasn't that a Christopher Nolan film? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Anyway, I liked it okay. That was 2017. And then number 9, The Dark Knight Rises in 2012.
That's what I'm talking about. Where he plays Bane. Yeah.
Right. And number 8 came in a movie called The Drop in 2014. I'm not sure. I haven't seen that one either. Number 7 was Locked from 2013. Bronson that we talked about. I talked about was from 2008. Inception, I think, was another Nolan film that was in 2010. I didn't understand that movie, but anyway.
He's done a lot of Christopher Nolan movies.
Yes, Inception. And the number 4 is a movie I haven't seen, but I've heard the title before. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy from 2011. Did you see that? No. I've heard of this. I haven't seen it. The Revenant came in at number 3, we talked about, from 2015. And number 2 was Warrior from 2011. And the number 1 movie that people think he was the most strength in his performance was Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
Was Theron? What was her name?
Charlize Theron.
I like that movie. I saw it in the theaters. I have the Blu-ray. Did you see it?
Yeah, and I like the most recent one as well.
Oh yeah. But Fury Road was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. So, like I said, Tom Hardy is a terrific actor, and I wanted to come in here and talk about him. All right, talking about, and we can get into the Academy Awards briefly before we sign off. Are you going to watch the Academy Awards?
Yes, I like Conan O'Brien. I want to see what he brings to the project. I like him a lot better than his predecessor in terms of comedy, so it'll be good, I think.
Right. I look forward to it. Have you seen all the movies nominated for Best
Picture? Not all of them. I've seen a lot of them, but just real quick, you were talking about Mad Max. I like that last one. Did you see Furiosa, a Mad Max saga?
Yes, I did like that one. That was with what's the actress name?
Thor's in
Far
it.
Apart. What was her name? She was in a movie called The Menu. I liked.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I liked it. Sure, I liked it. You know, my favorite Mad Max movie is Beyond Thunderdome for some reason. I always like that. I just like the song.
Tina Turner's song.
Yeah, I like that movie.
She was in it too. She acted in it.
Yeah,
she pulled a Sting, like in the original.
And I love the opening credits of Beyond Thunderdome, the way they just, the credits come behind and then go like this, on the film with the song.
Right.
Beyond Thunderdome. It's a good movie. One of my favorites, anyway. No, but I watched the movie that I want to win. It's got the most nominations. Did you ever see it? It's this movie right here called Sinners.
Yeah. It's probably going to win big at the 2026 Academy Awards.
Now I saw this at the Terra Theater here in Atlanta with my friend Dennis Benjamin, who's manager of the NCG Snellville location, him and his now wife. But we saw it in 70 millimeter, and it's such a good movie. I mean, it takes place in the 30s, and the juke joints. Remember, they had juke joints back in the day with the blues and everything. It takes place at that time period, and the first part of the movie is kind of a musical with the juke joints.
Yeah, the speakeasies and that sort of thing.
Speakeasies and stuff. It's so well done. And the main character, he plays two different roles in it, and it turns into, not to give any spoilers away, but it turns into a terrific vampire movie. And it's really good. But I hope that one wins. And I just really like that movie a lot. One Battle After Another, I didn't particularly like. It wasn't one of my favorite movies. But it's up for a bunch of awards too.
Well,
and
you mentioned something privately about Tom Hardy. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you want to say?
No, that's okay.
You mentioned this. I don't know if you said this on your stream, but you said privately, thought it was a really good point, that when you see a Tom Cruise movie, yes, he's a good actor, but he's Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
but when
exactly.
You see Tom Hardy, another Tom, he's pretty much different, and he has great versatility, unlike many mainstream actors. And of course, he's British, so he can do a convincing American accent. And I have a lot of respect for actors that can pull that off.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, he and it's just like, Meryl Streep. I mean, she can turn herself into that character, and you really believe her. And that's the same way with Tom Hardy. I mean, you feel like you're watching, Michael Peterson, who plays, he took the name Charles Bronson, but you feel like you're watching that character when you see Tom Hardy's performance.
That's right.
But he studied drama. He always kind of wanted to be an actor. And he's, Black Hawk Down was his first big Hollywood movie here in the U.S.
Right. Great movie.
And so
that was Keebler in the chat.
Oh, okay. We'll put him up.
I did.
Hey, Keebler. Nice of you to join us.
Yeah, we're talking about actor Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
And we just ran the clip of me tarring and feathering the bootlegger in Lawless. So we've moved on beyond Lawless, and we're just sort of winding down a list that Al found of the top performances by Tom Hardy, according to, was it Rotten Tomatoes, or what's the list from?
It was based on his performances and the quality of his performance, and how I guess it says here.
But who voted is what I'm asking. Does it say?
The list of Tom Hardy's movies ranked based on the strength of his performance. I got this off of, I think it was Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, like I said, okay.
But so I mean, I agree with some of them, and of course now with this list, that makes me want to look at some more of them.
Oh yeah.
And then some of them are available to stream. You don't have to go out and buy them. And I only buy physical media if I really, really like a movie. And when I talked about Bronson, I saw it briefly on, I think it was Tubi TV, but I didn't see all of it. But I liked what I saw so much, I bought the DVD. That way I could watch it all the time.
I know you probably already talked about this because I joined late, but that's a movie about the actor Charles Bronson.
Well, he took the name Charles Bronson, yeah, but in the movie, it's not. Yeah, he took the name Charles Bronson, the actor, but he's not.
It's not about him. Okay, so he's not. It's
not about Charles Bronson. No.
Okay, because I've never seen the film. Now, yeah, I was talking earlier to someone, and she's really interested in seeing that movie because she thought it was about Charles Bronson. That's one of her favorite actors. So I'll have to tell her. that's not the
Well,
case.
he took, you see, the character Michael Peterson's his real name, the guy that's in prison, and Tom Hardy plays Michael Peterson, but he always wanted to be famous, you know, and he was talking to one of the guys in prison. He said, well, we'll just call you Charles Bronson. But anyway, because Charles Bronson was a badass, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then Tom Hardy, his character is Michael Peterson, is a badass. He can be really, really sweet in the movie and just it's so sweet, but then he has a violent outrage. You know, he'll be walking past a guard in the movie and just knock him out just for no reason at all.
That reminds me of a plot of a comedy that I really like that's underrated. It's an Eddie Murphy movie called Distinguished Gentleman. And he takes the name of a congressman who dies, ironically, while having sex. And this congressman was played by the late, great James Garner.
Right.
And James Garner is sleeping with his aide. He's a married man sleeping with his young aide. In the middle of sex, James Garner's character, as I think it's Jeff Jeffords or something, the name you know. He's having sex with her. I'm not getting grabbed. And then he goes, oh, yes, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. And then all of a sudden, the woman's like, Jeff, she's like, oh, God, like you don't see, but he's dead. And so Eddie Murphy plays like a little street hustler. And he assumes the name of the guy, and he realizes, you know what? I think I can get elected to Congress on name recognition alone. And so he piggybacks on the guy's name, and he gets elected. And it's a great comedy with Lane Smith. A lot of good character actors. It's very underrated. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I did never see that movie for some reason.
I need to bring that over on DVD. You will laugh, and it's really a good study of how Washington, D.C. works. It's from way back in 1993, but it's scary how real it is. It talks about the corruption and I was about to say money laundering, but the help me out here, the lobbyist, yeah. And just look up Distinguished Gentleman. It's a really funny movie. Anyway, sorry, I sidetracked you, but
no, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Like I said, you know, I like to watch movies where you know the person is, you know, he's portraying the person that I really believe it's that person. You know what I'm saying? They're so good. But you know, Tom Hardy, his time will come. I think he'll win an Oscar one day.
I can't believe he hasn't already. He's so good.
Well, I don't think. Did Jimmy Stewart ever win an Oscar? I think he won an honorary Oscar, but I'm not sure he won one. There's so many good actors that you like that never won an Oscar. But it doesn't diminish their performance. In my opinion.
Harrison Ford would be one too, I think.
Well, I don't. Didn't they give him an honorary Oscar?
No, he was nominated for Witness back in 1985, but he recently at the SAG-AFTRA Awards he got a special Lifetime Achievement Award. And it was, you saw that, didn't you? It was on Netflix. It was really good.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
I thought their in memoriam section was great. They didn't miss anyone. And being a geek, I couldn't believe they showed an actor from V, the series from 84, 85. And they showed like his image was from V. I was like, man, whoever edited this knows their stuff. I was really impressed.
Right.
So you asked me, did Jimmy Stewart win an Oscar? He won in 19. Let's see. Jimmy Stewart did win a competitive Academy Award for Best Actor for his role in The Philadelphia Story in 1940.
Okay, I stand corrected. I didn't.
Well, how would you remember that? It was before your time, even.
Yeah.
At the 13th Academy Awards. Now, what night is tonight? What night is tonight's Oscar?
The 97th. Let me see. I think it's the 97th or 98th.
It's the 97th.
97th. Okay, yeah.
97th. What are they going to do? No. It's the 98th, I think. Let me see here. Hang on.
I think it's 96 or 97.
Well, let's see. What are they going to do for the 100th? That's going to be a big blowout, I would think.
Well, you know, I think in
it's the 98th. Tonight is the 98th. So in 2 years, it'll be the 100th.
When I think in 2029, it goes strictly to YouTube TV.
No way.
It's leaving
No
ABC.
way.
It's leaving ABC. Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, look it up.
All right, because ABC has aired the Oscars for decades, and it's on Hulu.
Well, let me see here. I'm just kind of curious now.
I just can't see that happening, especially when they're so close to the 100th. I think they get good ratings for that.
Well, it depends. If I, I hope they don't get political. I just don't. I mean, if they just get up there and accept their awards and talk about the roles,
they will. Well, they will with this conflict. I don't want to date the show, but there's a conflict that has started a couple weeks ago. Oh, they will. You just roll with it. People can
I just turn it off. I don't really worry about it. It's just like, but anyway, like I said, I'm looking forward to watching them. Always do. Now, a lot of my friends, I did a post on Facebook. Are you going to watch the Oscars? And most everybody says, I haven't watched in years. I'm not going to watch. Hell no.
I'll watch. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah. I'll watch. Well, I
want to see if Conan O'Brien says anything about Rob Reiner, since he was one of the last people to see Rob Reiner alive before he was murdered by his son.
They'll mention him, of course, in the passing of everybody.
Yes, because he was a movie director. He wasn't just meathead on TV. Everybody knows that. I'm saying something everybody knows, but I mean,
he was. I mean, I liked him. I wasn't. The thing about it is, I liked All in the Family, but I wasn't a huge fan of the show. I appreciated it for what it was, but he was a good director. He made some decent movies, that's for sure.
Stand By Me being one, Spinal Tap.
That is one movie I did not care for. I didn't like Spinal Tap at all. I didn't like the Spinal Tap 2, but Stand By Me and For a Few Good Men and those movies, they're fine, but I didn't care for Spinal Tap. I guess I'm not a musician, so it didn't register with me, so I didn't care for it.
Well, it was kind of hokey, you had Harry Shearer.
It was supposed to be hokey,
McKean, but it's a little over the top. But
and the Spinal Tap too was the actual cast when they're really old. But I didn't care for it too much, But I appreciate Rob Reiner as a director, of course,
Yeah, he had a lot of good films, man.
Well, I appreciate you coming in here and talking about Lawless. Yeah.
Oh, my pleasure. It was fun to shoot. We shot that in Noonan, Georgia. Again, it's based on the book, and the shooting title of Lawless was Wettest County in the World. So, meaning it's dry county, but it's not where they're at in Kentucky because they're churning out the booze, with the liquor stills.
I just wonder if people realize when they shot that movie, they didn't realize it was going to turn out as good as it was. I mean, I don't know how much money it made. I didn't look it up on IMDb, but I really liked the movie a lot.
It's Miramax, and the thing is, it got held back a lot. They entered it for film festivals before they released it in theaters for the public. So I think that kind of hindered the success of the movie. It was kind of delayed. Then they changed the title. I won't say studio interference, but it wasn't distributed that well, in my opinion.
Right. Well,
but I think people discovered it on cable TV and now streaming.
Well, I think it is streaming on Tubi TV.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's on Tubi. I mean, I like Tubi TV, okay, but they just go overboard with commercials. I mean, it's just like they'll let it go for 20 minutes and then they'll stop it every 10 or 15 minutes for a commercial. Now, a lot of times the commercial is only 30 seconds or whatever, but still it just interrupts the movie.
It didn't used to be that way. Tubi was pretty good with limited commercial interruption. They'd have some at the beginning of the movie and maybe, 15 minutes in, but I haven't watched Tubi in a while. The cool thing about Tubi is it's free. It's a free
streaming. It is free. And I guess, Amazon Prime is up their price a little bit. $4.
I didn't notice. I'll have to wait to get my bill. I didn't know that.
$4.55 a month for Amazon Prime. $4.55 more a month. A year.
Since
when? No. It's for they're gonna call it Prime Ultra, without commercials.
Like Ultraman.
Ultra. I guess it's going. I got the email the other day.
Michelob Ultra. What is Ultra? They're trying to up the plus. Paramount Plus, Disney Plus. Everything's a plus. BET Plus, which is now going away in the wake of the acquisition of Warner Brothers by Paramount.
So what do you think about Paramount picking up Warner Brothers?
I'd
rather Paramount get it over Netflix, though.
All right. As a content creator, I don't know, because, I have a lot of past shows with a lot of clips that I cleared through the bots for copyright. And sometimes when this footage changes hands, there can be new rules put into place that could affect, a content creators channel, especially someone like me and you that deal with a lot of films. We show a lot of movie trailers that we think are okay. And sometimes people get control of the content and it's not okay. Now, I want to say Disney has been awesome as a content creator from that perspective with the 20th Century Fox material that they absorbed when they bought the 20th Century.
Disney was always the hard ass on stuff.
No. The worst, in my opinion, as a content creator is Comcast, Xfinity, NBC Universal.
Oh, okay.
They really do not want you to use any clips. That's why you'll never see Saturday Night Live clips. That falls under that umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
They're very, very strict. I mean, even with trailers, just to promote the stuff that they have to stream and to sell, they don't like it. And I don't get that, because promotion's good, networking's good, but it's their material.
Well, I just, like I said, I always run stuff now by the copyrights on YouTube, and just, it'll say sometime it's copyrighted, but they say you can use it.
Yeah, or the revenue sharing or something.
Once a person gets monetized, well, I only have 255
subscribers,
followers, but if you get 500 or more, I think you can monetize.
That's right, and you have to have a certain amount of watch hours too to qualify.
Yeah.
The YouTube partnership program with Google. That's right.
Well, speaking of all that, I'm trying to gain, I got this little thing here, people can like and subscribe, to your YouTube stuff, which you got more than I have, but, like on YouTube, I'm Al's Place, and then on Twitch, I'm Movie Albert. And so, just do a like, just click, like and build it, that would help me out a lot.
Doesn't cost you anything.
I need to catch up. I need to catch up with Chance Bartel,
Well, and also, Al, you don't post a whole lot. So if you're worried about being annoyed by notifications that don't benefit you, that won't be the case with Al's Place, because he rarely does a stream. But we're going to maybe start doing more frequent streams.
We talked about, we started the podcast. When was this?
June 15th, 2019, we started the Nostalgic Pod Blast at your home studio, which you're at right now on camera.
Right.
Yeah. And then Tom Williams came aboard, like the third one about the honeymooners, and then he left. And then it's a long story. Just we went our separate ways for creative differences, because I wanted to do more shows than you did. And that's fine. And now we're sort of getting back together. So
yeah, well, with StreamYard and even we can link up. We don't have to be in the same room, which makes it a lot easier. Now, if we do it, I mean, sure, we could come over here and do it from here every once in a while. And
I would like that. And then we could have lunch. It's nice to have the face-to-face interaction.
Yes. Well, I enjoyed it back there because we had a lot of good guests on the show.
Yeah. Hopefully, gas prices will go down in the next month or so. Knock on wood. I know a lot of people are probably laughing out there. That remains to be seen. But I think with a little luck, that won't hinder me from coming and visit you, mind you. But I'm just saying it'd be nice if we could get that coming down. But
luckily, since I'm retired, I don't drive a lot. And I have a Volkswagen Beetle that gets good gas mileage. So I don't, I don't want to pay $4 a gallon. But if I fill up, it'll last me for a month. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So. But anyway, I think you'll see the prices come back down. So
hope so.
It's going to take some time, but it will.
So your Oscar predictions, do you think, like I do, that Sinners will win Best Picture?
I hope it does. One battle after another. It's a well done movie, and but I just didn't like the theme of the movie. I didn't like what it was trying to tell us or what it was portraying. And if you watch the movie, you'll know what I mean. I'm not going to give anything away. A lot of people like the movie. Now, as far as it's well done, well directed, well acted, but Leonardo DiCaprio has played that character before. I mean, it's just like, and he's nominated, but I hope it goes to somebody more deserving because he's won before. But anyway, it's just not the kind of movie. And it's a Wes Anderson film. And Wes Anderson is a brilliant director. One of my favorite movies he directed was Boogie Nights. And it's a great movie. But I just didn't like One Battle After Another. I wanted to like it, but I didn't care for it.
Now, tonight also, there is an Academy Award nomination for an actress in Weapons, a movie I worked on as just a background
that is a terrific movie, and I can't believe you've never watched it. That is such a good movie.
I still haven't watched Tulsa King, and I've been on that since it first started here in Atlanta, day 1 of season 2. I've been on that off and on, and even in the current season, I still haven't watched it. And I have Paramount Plus. I have no excuse. I'm just too busy. I haven't watched it.
Weapons is a well done movie. I didn't know what to expect when I saw it, and I just thought it was well done. You know, and of course shot here in the Atlanta area. But like I said, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, we were in Tucker, Georgia when we shot the scenes that I worked on.
Yeah, it was all, you know, they even shot some stuff, I think, in Savannah, but most of it was done here. But it's even the house where people lived, all these, or usually, I think most of the houses are in Decatur, Georgia, they used. But no, it's a good movie. I hope Weapons, it was nominated. What's the girl that was in it? The lady, she's married to Ed Harris.
Yeah.
What is her name?
Amanda? No, hang on a second. I know it. We're both Google cheating.
That's true.
Who's going to win? Amy Madigan. That's it.
Amy Madigan. She's the witch in it. She's the villain, but she is she's great.
Well, don't give it away. They want you to. I thought Julia Garner's character was the villain. Don't give it away. The school teacher. Don't give it away.
She's the one that lures all the children away.
You're not listening. Don't give it away. I haven't seen it yet.
And when the children run, they hold their hands behind them, running like this. And when she won the actors award a couple of weeks ago, when she went up on stage, she was running like that, like the kids did in the movie. I thought it was kind of funny. No, but I'm looking. I hope it picked up. She won, and I think it picked up. I think Weapons picked up another nomination. Unless I write stuff down, I don't remember. I have to write stuff down when I go to the grocery store. I'll forget.
I would have stopped by to do this stream with you in person, but I have a lot going on today. I even thought about us watching the Oscars over at your crib, but again, I had other stuff that popped up. So sorry.
Well, you know, if you came over, we could watch the Oscars downstairs on the big screen.
I know, but I have to be on a set at 7 a.m. tomorrow here in Atlanta, and I have to get up at 5:45, and the Oscars probably won't wrap until 11 at night. Then nobody cares, but we live probably, it's about a 30-minute drive, 35-minute drive between you and your house and my house. So
well, you're young enough. You don't need any sleep anyway.
26 miles each way.
Yeah, you don't need any sleep. I need my sleep. I'm older.
I heard you need less sleep as you age.
Well, that's true. It's just like, you know, it's just like babies. You know, they sleep a lot, but when you get older, when they don't sleep as much. So,
okay.
And some people go on 4 and 5 hours a night.
I think 5 hours. I can get by in 5 hours. Less than that, I'm not at my best.
I can do 5 hours. I can do that. I mean, I get along. I'll be tired at the end of the day, but I can get along with it. Okay.
Yeah, I think tomorrow's gonna be a real long day, so I do need to get some rest. But next year, take a rain check. God willing, we're both here next year. Let's have an Oscar party next year and watch it on your big screen in your home cinema in your basement.
We could do that, and I'll pop some popcorn. But they're supposed to have some weather come in here tonight and tomorrow. I hope it's not going to be too bad. So.
Oh, really? Yeah. Cold or severe? What do you mean?
Thunderstorms.
Oh, brother.
What are you eating? What are you eating?
Cherry. I had a drink with cherries on the bottom, non-alcoholic.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. Did you see this picture of Tom Hardy?
Yeah, see on the left, that's Lawless, where you got his throat slit. See the stitches
and then on the right, that's when he played Michael Peterson, Charles Bronson in the movie Bronson. He actually shaved his head for that. You know,
I see that. That's no skull cap.
No, he shaved his head and he bulked out for it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
really cool.
And this was a montage of his stuff here.
Oh yeah. You talked about Meryl Streep earlier. I wanted to mention I have met her in person.
Really?
In a movie that Tommy Lee Jones directed called The Homesman. If you've not seen it, it's worth a watch. But I want to say Meryl Streep was such a professional, but she's smaller than she looks on camera. On the big screen, she looks very, very tall. And she's still taller than me. but she's not as tall as it
Really?
looks and projects on the screen. Yeah, I was really taken aback.
Well, she
by that.
doesn't. She does remind me of somebody that's kind of short, though. I mean, just by seeing her, I've never met her, so I
I
don't
think
know.
it's her voice. She has that really like powerful voice. You know, I don't know, but it throws you off when you see her in person and see that she's not quite as tall as she appears to be.
They call Meryl Streep the Betty Davis of today. Now, Meryl Streep hasn't made many movies lately. You know, she's getting on up there, but she's made enough. I mean, she's one of
You know
them.
what reminds me of her, who's a little bit younger, is that Kate Blanchett from Australia. I think she's going to retire soon. She's
No,
a
but she is
really-
she's really good too. You know,
Oh yeah.
I really liked her.
But you should see The Homesman. It also has James Spader in the cast. It's another one like Lawless that kind of flew under the radar, but it has an incredible cast. It's a really good movie, and it's a period piece.
Well,
set in-
I like period pieces. It's just like Tom Hardy's in a series on Peacock now called Taboo, and it's a period piece from 1814.
I'm working on a period piece tomorrow. It's great.
I like that. I like those. I mean, the set design and all that stuff, that looks so good, you know. And I talked about Tom Hardy wears a stovetop hat. You remember those hats,
Yeah.
like, you know, and they had him wear it in the series because it makes he'll look menacing, which he is in the movie, and he wears a trench coat. But he it's just it's really good.
I just want to say, seeing Tommy Lee Jones direct was priceless. He loved quiet. He wanted quiet on the set. We were in Westville, which is near Columbus, Georgia. Okay.
Mhm.
And we're doubling for an Old West town, right? And it is an Old West town. They allow like school kids to take field trips there and the like. And they had a little machine that would make smoke come out of one of the chimneys of the house, but it was making a little bit of noise. And
Oh.
Tommy Lee Jones goes, "What's that noise over there?" And they're like, "Oh, it's for the smoke machine, sir." And he's like, "Well, cut it." He goes, "I'd rather have quiet than the smoke going." And then I remember there were some stand-ins in the back of the stagecoach, and they were giggling in between takes. And he goes, "Settle down back there." You know, he wasn't mean. He was just kind of like rigid. You know, he just really wanted quiet on the set, even when the cameras weren't rolling.
Is he a good director, you think?
Very good, very good. And he was very, very professional. Merle, can I speak to you a minute? You know, it's just funny. You know, I was just had my ear to the wall. You know, right there. It was fun to soak it all in. And it's sad. His daughter recently passed away. It was in the news
No.
of a drug
Well,
overdose, allegedly. in the
Some
hotel.
directors like John Huston, he was one of my favorite directors. Of course, he's since passed away years ago, but he was the kind of director, he would let actors just do their thing. In other words, he wasn't really strict on everything. You know, he would just let them do their own thing. And if he wanted to correct them, he would, but he would just let them lead each other. In other words, he wasn't a strict director like some director. Well, you got to have it this way or that way or whatever. He just let them do it. He said, just do it. And if I don't like it, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
You know, so he let them act out their own with the way they saw the character they were portraying.
Right, right.
Yeah. I mean, acting is just like, I admire anybody that it's an actor or an actress, what they call them actors now, but you know, it's a disciplined career. I mean, you've got to be really dedicated in what you do. And Tom Hardy's that way. There's a lot of actors that way. Actually, they're very dedicated. I guess you could call them method actors. Like Marlon Brando was a method actor.
Yeah. And there's some directors that have a bad reputation, according to some of the actors that work under them, like Stanley Kubrick.
Mm-hmm.
God rest his soul. You know, you saw before she died, Shelley Long was complaining about him putting her through hell, you know, for the sake of their performance. You know, it's all hearsay because we weren't there, but it's been reported, you know.
Right.
in interviews.
Well, you know, like I said, I admire anybody in the business. I mean, I worked on movies a lot back in the day, but I never had a desire to be an actor. I like being behind the scenes. I enjoyed that when, you know, of course you do. I was a dailies operator for a long time working on movies. And so I enjoyed that because I like film, you know.
That was the person that would basically rerun the scene so that the actors and director could see it.
Right. The only thing bad about working is like that is you're on call anytime. They could call you at any time to watch dailies. You know,
Not anymore though, because now everything's digital. They can play it back right there on
well,
the
that's
set.
true. But back in the day, they didn't have the digital. Right. You know, I would get calls at 10 o'clock tonight. We're running dailies at 11 because they had a late shoot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The day before, because the dailies, they watch the dailies they shoot the day before because they have to process the film.
Yeah.
And
I remember on 42, Harrison Ford wanted to watch the dailies, but it wasn't the dailies. It was an instant replay, but he was like, play it back. You know, he wanted to see.
Yeah.
42 was a Jackie Robinson story. And that actor, Chadwick Boseman, was amazing. He died, sadly, from colon cancer. Everybody knows that. He went on to play the Black Panther, that actor.
Right.
And that was another amazing film shot in Chattanooga, at least the days I worked on it, just as a fan in the stands, nothing special, but it was a great experience. Yeah.
No, you know, working on films, it's very rewarding, but it's hard work. It's not easy. It's
long hours.
It's long hours. And like I said, you know, I went one time and I was working on a movie, Remember the Titans with Denzel Washington. And they shot a lot of it at Berry College in Rome. And so I spent a few days up in Rome because they set up a booth there to run dailies. And so, of course, you know, the film companies, they take care of you. They put you up. They give you good food. But yeah, I spent a few days in Rome, Georgia with that movie. So
cool.
But it's fine. It was good. I just, you know, I enjoyed doing it when I did.
You're being too modest. You told me that Denzel Washington at lunch, hey, Al, come on over here. Eat with us. Eat with me.
Denzel Washington was a great guy. You know, I was intimidated by Denzel Washington and all these other actors, you know. So they were having lunch and I'd sit at another end of the table just minding my own business. And this is a true story. I was sitting there and he looked at me and says, come on over here and sit with us. And so I went and said, he was the nicest fellow. I've always admired Denzel Washington, besides being a terrific actor. He was very nice, you know, and that was on the movie Remember the Titans.
See, you remember, I think, the more positive experiences than the negative ones.
You actually got a script from the movie, and he signed it for me, so I still have it.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Al,
I've got to run, but I'll keep listening to you in your conclusion.
Well, it's I'm gonna go. We've gone an hour and 11 minutes, so I just wanted to cover Tom Hardy, and I appreciate you. I know you're at your mom's house, and so I appreciate you.
Yeah. I come over to play Scrabble with Mom. Dad doesn't like to play, but I helped him move some stuff in his backyard. Anyway, who cares? Yeah, but no problem. It was my pleasure to do it.
All right, and we'll talk soon. And thanks for joining.
Likewise. Bye, everybody. Bye, Al.
Bye. Okay, there we go. Thanks, Chance, for dropping in. But anyway, thanks for watching. Because, like I said, Tom Hardy is one of my all-time favorite actors now. I really appreciate his work. After seeing Bronson, like I said, you know, I didn't realize how good this movie was, and it's available on streaming. I need to get some light in here so you can see. Anyway, but it's really good. I highly recommend it. And thanks for joining in. Like I said, we're going to get together and do more of these podcasts on Sundays. Maybe on Saturdays every once in a while. But anyway, thanks for joining in, and enjoy the Oscars tonight if you're going to watch. This is 2026, and I hope Sinners wins. And like I said, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.